Okay, 40 years in the making of this brewery. It's hard to believe that craft brewing scene in the States was kicked off by Sierra Nevada, although there were others around, but Sierra Nevada is widely credited with kicking off the craft beer scene, at least the modern one anyway. And this is their 40th anniversary. So up next, Sierra Nevada 40th anniversary beer. And then, hey, welcome back to Views on Brews. I am Brendan, and this beer is a celebration of Sierra Nevada. They're 40 years old in 2020, and had to get this beer review done before the end of the year to mark what has been for them an amazing roller coaster ride of great beer being brewed from Chico in California. Have a look at this bottle here. It's just a nice little 330ml bottle. It says, actually, a lot of American bottled beers have the package date on rather than the drink by date. I know they have both, but this one actually says packaged on the 30th of December 2019. Well, it's 11 months old, this beer, so I'm not going to go too harsh on it, to be honest with you. I'm just wanting to raise a glass and toast them, really. I'm just going to read a little fluff on the back here. Hop forward beers weren't popular when we first started home brewing. Actually, it was two home brewers that started Sierra Nevada, started brewing in 1980. But we loved them, and we knew that if we were going to open a brewery, we better make something distinctive. It's been 40 years since then, and we're still brewing what we love. This beer showcases the bold flavors and aromas of classic West Coast IPA, which I love. That's probably my favorite style of IPA. West Coast, nice heavy bitterness, intense pine and citrus with a deep gold color and slight caramel sweetness. So this is going to be like an old school version because it's got that sweetness in. A lot of the newer ones, they don't have the crystal malts. This one, I did a little digging around, has crystal malts, 2-row pale ale, acidulated malts and oats. The acidulated malts is just to help with the pH in the mash so that it converts starches into fermentable sugars. What else does it say? Here's to following your passion and to the next 40 years, and fair play to them. Okay, let's get this one cracked open. It says on the top, fresh seal cap, Sierra Nevada, used bottle opener. Some of them are just twist caps. I'll try and keep this cap. Pretty nice one. There's a good bit of carbonation coming off the top. It's 11 months old. Really just drinking this beer to celebrate with them. Anyway, there are cluster hops, Cascade and Centennial. Now, I know without looking them up, I knew what Cascade and Centennial were, but I didn't know that cluster was a bitter in hop till now. It's slightly floral, slightly spicy, which is very much in line with Cascade and Centennial because they are very floral, a bit spicy, grapefruit, citrus, all those kinds of West Coast IPA hops. Decent amount of carbonation. There's probably about a finger's head on the top of fairly densely compact white foam, clinging onto the sides nicely. Very unfiltered, hazy looking beer, which is interesting because not all of their beers are. Sierra Nevada Pale Ale would be very crystal clear, as I recall. So beautiful, bright citrus grapefruit on the nose. Even though this is 11 months old, this beer. Yeah, there's a nice sweetness, bit of caramel coming off of it there, and just a good bit of grapefruit and citrus. And it is a bit floral as well. Anyway, cheers to Sierra Nevada. What an incredible brewery. They're obviously not a microbrewery now. I don't know if you call them a craft brewery at this stage. I think they're like Last time I checked, I think they were like 7th biggest brewery in the States. And that probably includes all the big boys as well. So 65 IBUs it says on here, and it's 6%. Cheers. Deep piney grapefruit resin. Bucket loads of grapefruit resin. Real sort of hoppy bitterness tingling on the tongue. It's just a fantastic beer. It's exactly the kind of IPA that I absolutely love, because straight up front, it's like that unashamedly sort of brash bitterness that you can get in some beers. None of your juiciness, and yet it still has that juicy element in the background with all of the Cascade and Centennial that's in there. And there's like a really nice melded combination of the caramel and the hoppy flavors and aroma, hoppy flavors and the caramel malts that really make it nice and sort of rich and malty, but yet very bright and vibrant still, and it has that spicy element that you get from Cascade hops, but I think you also get them from cluster hops, and I think you also get them from Centennial hops, which really goes to show that you can get a really nice kind of bite to your IPAs if that's what you're trying to get out of an IPA. Don't overlook all the old school Cascade, which is sort of like, you know, everybody uses Cascade, but it's kind of overused. Oh, God. Pine, resin, grapefruit, bitterness. Absolutely outstanding beer from an absolutely outstanding brewery. This is not necessarily an iconic beer, but it definitely is an iconic brewery. I've never had the pleasure again out there. Sierra Nevada Brewing Company, Chico, California, and Mills River, NC. Where's NC? Yeah, brilliant. I guess that's all I need to say about the beer. I mean, I can tell you that it's got a full body to it. Nice caramel maltiness to it. But it's the pine. You see, the thing is actually with these types of beers, they're lucky because they over in the States they have access to hops that are literally as fresh as they can be, even though they're dried and frozen, sort of freeze dried hops, sort of that kind of idea. They still have what we don't have over here in Ireland, which is access to hops that are just absolutely at their peak freshest. Now, we are starting to get some of those sort of at their peak hops, but I can just tell that the pininess in here is just it's better than some other beers, you know. Anyway, just a quick little beer review to mark their 40th anniversary limited edition. I'm sure you might have seen these about. I'm sure that their limited editions are going to be like 100 times the batch size of limited editions from smaller breweries. Anyway, cheers, sláinte. I hope you're enjoying a beer. That's my view on this brew.